Cheyenne Russell's outside of 2. I got to get the name for driver 11. Should be Robert Greenwood of the 22. The lights go out. There should be 6 laps. Forrest Moore out there in the 2M, picking up 2 there down the front boulevard. He'll go up to the 4th spot. Tiffany Welch leads the way at Boot Hill. Can she hold on and win a trophy dash here at the hill to open up the night? Here on night number 7 of the 2017 season. Around goes Graham of the Seegers Roofing number 22. And Forrest Moore, a victim of circumstance there, has to loop the car to avoid making contact there to the center point of turns 3 and 4. We stay clean and green, no harm, no foul. Tiffany Welch putting a whooping on her competition right now. She says, sit down, boys, and take a seat. Working the laps down here, coming off of turn number 4. We'll head down and get a post-race interview with the lady at car number 58. Tiffany Welch takes the white in 58. Down the back straightaway for the final time in the turn number 3. Her first win at Boot Hill. It'll be her trophy dash on a Saturday night special. Tiffany Welch in 58 takes her trophy dash victory to open up the night here at Boot Hill. Chassis, JCT Auto Sales, raceontexas.com. PTS power number 69. It's the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. So Grigsby will start shotgun. How many can he pick off? The lights go out. We're green and clean on the first drop of the green of the night. And limited modified action into 1. The 2 drivers who finished 1 and 2 here are going to go roles reverse from how they finished here at the last event, with Roy, who won the event, and Ingles finishing second to him at the last race. Aaron Roy won his first ever A-main event here at the Boothill Speedway since 2008. Down the front boulevard we go into 1. You can throw a blanket right now over third. They're 3 wide through 1 and 2. And Whitehead's going to get bottled up, smash the binders, and it'll get him all kind of out of sorts down to the infield. And he gathers the 36J back together, and Grigsby's picked up 2. He's all over the back deck into the 14, a horn back into 1. Racing Jason down to the hub of the racetrack. Once again, the $5,000 winner of the Battle of Boot Hill. Down the back straightaway we go. So Aaron Roy has his crosshairs down to the back of the 81 of Ingles, who had a very good car here a few weeks ago. But Roy just a tick better. Down the boulevard. The 14 of Hornbeck gets disposed of by the Marshall Missile. Derek Grigsby throwing a fastball there down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Disposes of the 14. He goes up to 4th. From 8th to 4th for the Marshall Missile. You know you don't have time to spare. You got to get on the horse. You got to put a whip to it. You got to go, and you got to go now. Grigsby, the center of the hourglass, already ticking away. It'll be 3.5 laps to go as Ingles met the midpoint of the back straightaway. So Grigsby going to look to hunt down his chassis builder and fill a good friend and competitor racing Jason Ingles. His Oats cars finished 1 and 2 here and put on an absolute display here for the first 18 or so laps of the 5,000 win Battle of Boot Hill. Again, Ingles was the victor. Grigsby gave everything he had, a valiant effort for the Marshall Missile, who won the Tony Stewart Invitational earlier this season to the Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. Got himself a Cowboy hat, a Stetson, and that was one of the marquee events that he had really wanted to knock off the bucket list. An outstanding season so far for him. And a driver who's kind of flown under the radar. He's got wins at Lone Star, Arkla Texan, Boot Hill, 81. He'll take the white flag for the Longview Texan, Ricky Ingles in 81. Ingles will be doing double duty tonight as here comes Jason, his nephew, riding to the inside. IRP race cars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every single car on the racetrack right now is an IRP chassis. That's pretty impressive. As they come through 3 and 4, the 3 different lanes wide off of 4. Jason's going to take second. The Ingles clan 1 and 2 in this one. Aaron Roy holds on for third as the Marshall Missile gave it a charge, but comes up short, finishing in fourth. The 20, that should be Brent Tidwell. Brent Tidwell is back in the saddle again. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide off the exit of corner number 2, down the back straightaway. You couldn't fit a hand between the quarter panel of the 20 and the 48 there off the exit of corner number 2. Royce Jones at a Troop Texas in 07. My mistake for missing him on the lineup. So the B75 of the Farmerville Freight Train, Brandon Ball. who won the Spooky 50 at his former home racetrack of the Chatham Raceway back in 2010. Sets a torrid pace out front with Eddie Underwood stalking his tire tracks, but the man on the move right now, a former Open Wheel Modified winner here at Boothill in the 90, Jody D. Jody Davidson, driving that Western Flyer Best Engines number 90. That Western Flyer chassis built by Randy Timms out of Wheatland, Oklahoma. So a little bit different story here in this one. As heat race number 1 for the limited modifieds, you found all IRP chassis. Every single position was occupied by an IRP. 4 in, 4 laps to go for the freight train from Farmerville, B-Ball, Brandon Ball. The battle for second, it's heating up into 1. And Eddie Underwood just made a mistake, and it'll cost him. He'll lose 1 spot, maybe 2, as Brandon Brown gets a good run into 3. Brandon Brown gets a run to the tail tank of the 4 of Underwood. Can't dispose of him, though, but gives him all kind of heck for it there off of 4 down the front boulevard. Back into turn 1. Race on Texas back on hand here at Boothill Speedway, your official video provider to the Boothill Speedway. Every thrill and spill, every burn and turn. From the Speed Plan 2017 on demand all season long on raceontexas.com. As it's 2 sticks, 2 to go from your flagman, the judge, jury, and executioner all year long, Mr. Keith Parker. Former racer here at Boot Hill has done a fine job all year in the perch, and he'll display the white flag in the face of the B75 of Brandon Ball, this time down the front straightaway as he sets a torrid pace into 1. Ball rolling the hub of the racetrack while Jody D rolls the outside. 2 different distinct lines on the speed plant right now. Brandon Ball does what Brandon does. He'll roll off a 4 and receive a face full of checkered flag. Heat race number 2, limited modified winner goes to Brandon Ball in B75. Jody Davidson second and 90. Eddie Underwood will survive and hold on to 3rd and 4. Your current Boot Hill point leader outside of 2, Dylan Spear out of Marshall. And the Spears Oil and Gas 22 Mag IRP chassis. Stephen Guidry from Marksville, Louisiana to the K1. Once again, Stephen Guidry in the K1 as they go 3 wide off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. Spear, look out, that's going to be nasty. Not a good one. As Dylan Spears got all kinds of trouble, as well as the 28 of the 12-year-old Hinton. Real good car here a few weeks ago. Stephen Guidry in K1, he'll be one to keep your eyes on the restart. Here we go. And here comes Guidry in K1. He'll go to the inside for the race lead. And they nearly go 3 wide. They're fanned out. They went door-to-door there momentarily. Jared Graves held his own down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He'll use the high side momentum to his advantage if he can off of 4. Guidry with a big push there off of the exit of corner number 4. Down the front boulevard we go. Here comes Jesse Sharpley, the hot Louisiana native, to the inside for second. He wants bridesmaids honors in this one. Not able to get the job done yet. That outside momentum working to the advantage underneath the hood for the 121 of Graves as he powers it back to the outside of the 11S of Sharpley. And here comes the fly in the ointment, the reigning track champion, Cliff Tupper Jr. Cliff Tupper in that CB Racing engine powered. Hey, right in front of him, Jesse Sharpley lost the handle. Bottles him up. He had to get on the binders. Had no other choice but to slow that 23 Western Flyer down. As they'll go door-to-door for 3rd into 3 and 4. Jesse Sharpley's hit a few banana peels the last few laps. That car is loose as a goose. Don't get him started. Into 1. So Graves re-inherits the bridesmaids in this one. And 121 is Stephen Guidry out front, setting a blistering pace around the Boot Hill Speedway. He's checked out. With the keys on the counter, he's gone. RKT Operating presenting heat race number 3 action for the limited modifieds. As into turn number 3 should be the final time off of turn number 4 for K1 of Stephen Guidry out of Marksville, Louisiana. My mistake. Guidry rolling the center of the Boot Hill Speedway and making it look good and making it look well off of 4. 2 laps to go from flagman Keith Parker. Will tonight be the night for the Marksville, Louisiana native Stephen Guidry to put his Express Chassis K1 to victory lane here at this legendary quarter-mile oval. Grew up learning from the likes of Ronnie Adams here. Many a dirt track Saturday nights, and of course, John Guidry. Stephen sported car number 10, which is his number for the majority of his career. Switched to K1 in tribute to John Guidry. And off of 4, a face full of checkered flag for Marksville, Louisiana's K1. Stephen Guidry with his hand out the window. Jared Graves will snag second. The 23 of Tupper will grab 3rd. Tracy Corp there in the 10K. 4 s'mores and 2 in. The lights go out. We're green with the young 18-year-old on the loud pedal into 1. Ingles going to drive it down to the low side off the exit of corner number 2. Makes a little bit of contact with the Cleveland Texan. Tucker down the back straightaway. Here comes Bo Perry to the inside. Oh, Ricky just lost it nearly in front of the whole field. He regathers it as they go 3 wide off the exit of corner number 4 down the front boulevard. You can throw a blanket right now over 3rd through 6th. They're 3 wide back for 5th off the exit of 2. A little bit of contact there. As the 81 of Ingles, not used to driving these asphalt pull-off slick tires, trying to get a hang of this bad boy, number 81. One thing we've learned about Ricky Ingles is he can wheel, and he can wheel well. And he'll go to the inside of their door-to-door down the back straightaway for the race lead. Wheel to wheel into turn number 3. The outside, or right through the middle point of the speed plant from Gladewater, the young 18-year-old Cameron Furr holding off the wily veteran of the 81 of Ricky Ingles. Bo Perry on the move. Bo Perry up to 4th and 24.
How many transfers?
The top 3 transfer to the main event as the caution comes out. 18-year-old Cameron Furr going to smash the loud pedal off before we're back underway. They're going to go door-to-door in their 1 and 2. Side by side for the race lead. They're 2 by 2 by 1 off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. Ricky Ingles. Oh, we got one upside down. And that's the 10 of Stewart. Involved in another melee. The 2 and 4 more reverses. And lets the 10 back down on all 4s as he was cocked up in the air. Sexy. The lights go out. We're back underway. Back off into 1. Ingles going to roll the hub of the racetrack into 1 and 2. Put the pressure on the young man off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Calvin Tucker. Tucker down the back straightaway. He'll use the high side momentum to his advantage in the turn number 3 and pull it to the outside of the 81. Here comes Bo Perry to the inside of the 83. 4 and 4 laps to go. 4 and 4 laps to go, and you got a dandy. It's a 4-way breakaway for the lead right now. You can throw a quote over your top 4. A bobble off the exit of 2 by the 24 of Bo Perry, your most recent factory stock main event winner here. Here comes the 83 of the station wagon. The grocery getter of 83 of Calvin Tucker trying to work up front for the race lead. Cameron Furr holding onto it pretty well in this one for how long. Ingles to the inside for the race lead. Ricky Ingles all over him. He smells blood in the water. Can't get the job done. Furr using that outside line all of them to his advantage. Back into 3. The 83 at Tucker. 2 to go this time by the flag stand. I have no idea who is going to win this race. Who's going to win at Boothill? I have no idea. Here comes Furr, shooting out of a rifle down the back straightaway, edge ahead by half of a car length in the turn number 3 over the 81 of Ingles. Ingles going to roll the hub off of 4. Smooth as silk as 81 of Ricky Ingles. White flag is out this time. Down the front boulevard we go. Back into 1 in factory stock heat race number 1 presented by R&R Timber. It's a good one. You can throw a quilt like over your top 3 right now. Bo Perry right there, hoping they all crash out. He can go to victory lane. Into 3 for the final time. Who's it going to be, Boothill? Off of turn number 4, your winner. Give it to the Gladewater young man, Cameron Furr in 1. The lights go out. We are back underway. Heading off for the 1. Lavosphere going to roll the hub. Jody Prince with the race lead off the exit of 2, headed down the back straightaway. JP has some contact there to the midpoint of the back straightaway with the B7 of Blanchard to the 43 J. Cook as they wash back up the racetrack. Around goes 228 of Josie. I don't know if he'll be able to keep it strolling and rolling. May get a caution. He gets it rolling. Good eye by your flagman, Keith Parker, as Jody Prince still holds on to the top spot. Remember, Jody Prince is out front setting a tour pace, leading his heat race here at our last event before making heavy contact with the 68 of James Martin at the top of turn number 1. Took him out of contention for the rest of the night. As down the back straightaway, all the way from the tail to work on second to the inside of the 0 for second. Doug Vick Jr. going to go to the inside and try to take over the bridesmaids owner than this one, and he will at the flag stand by half of the cast whisker. Doug Vick Jr. rocking and rolling right now, folks. He's catfishing to the bottom of the river and making it look good, and it looks well. That Jeff Bates power underneath the hood digging like Daryl. The rest of the field taking a seat for 4 in this one. The center of the hourglass going to tick away for him, though. 4 and 3.5 laps to go for the 10P of Sibley, Louisiana's Jody Prince. Yeah, 1 into the wall and 3 and 4. Look out. Smart driving by the 228 to stay out of harm's way there, and we will not get a caution. Props to that driver. for keeping the green out. As we stay clean and green, no harm, no foul off of 4. Jody Prince still with a race lead with 2 laps to go. JP with a race lead in 10P. Jody Prince has 8 career Southern United Professional Racing Series late model wins to his credit. 2 of them coming right here at the Boothill Speedway. As Doug Vick Jr., if we had transponder scoring times right now, pretty indicative of how quick that car has been around the racetrack. He undoubtedly has the fastest car on the speed plant right now, but like I say, the stand of the hourglass is ticked away, and he'll get a face full of checkered flag from Sidley. Jody Prince, JP, takes the win. And the W.H. Holly sponsored laser race car number 10. Yep, Chris Shaw in C1. Little John Tuggle in the 175 from Bossier City, trying to work his way back to Victor Lane. It's been a tough start to the 2017 season, and I'll be honest, Little John would admit it as well. It's been tough the last few seasons for him, but he's in an outlaw chassis now, and he's digging and digging well off of 4 to the inside of 32A for the second spot. Down the front boulevard, here comes Cowboy. Trying to throw the lasso out, rope the field to him here. He's up to 4th and 45. He's in that Flores Power bootlegger race car chassis. The Cane River Financial Shadow Wheel and Tire number 45 going to roll on the outside of the Boothill Speedway. Find some momentum off of 4 with Steve Turnage nipping at his heels off of 4 back in the 5th spot. Steve Turnage in the laser race car. PTS Power number 25 entry at a Houghton, Louisiana. And Steve just lost the handle. Had to get on the binders and overcorrect that number 25 car from getting into the 45 of Blanchard. As Sean Graham, trouble out front, setting a pace up front in Triple X. Nobody able to challenge him thus far in this one. As he rolls right to the center of the Boothill Speedway, finding some dig down the back straightaway. The 175 of Little John Tuggle holds on to second. Austin Waters gave that spot up 1 lap ago. As Waters had a big bobble, the caution's going to wave. So rolls in the night with some confidence and momentum in Triple X, and he'll set the pace off of 4 with the race lead. As Little John Tuggle, the former John Harvey Total Arclitex champion, gets a bite to the low side off the exit of 2. Cowboy Blanchard there as well in 45. 3 different chassis brands occupying your top, or 4 different chassis brands in your top 4 right now in factory stock action. 4 and 4 laps to go. You got the Triple X chassis up front with Graham. You got the Outlaw chassis in the form of the 175 from Bossier City of Little John Tuggle. Tuggle wants back into Victor Lane in a big way. Been in a slump as Little John Tuggle, but bad luck is a thing that's tough to fall off your shoulders. Never have doubted the driving ability of one of the most successful factory stock drivers to ever do it in this division. As he'll go to the inside. Little John Tuggle to the inside of Sean Graham for the race lead. They're doing it really well down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Graham going to try to pitch the 175 down, and they're still Dudador with 2 laps to go down the front boulevard. Graham, that outside line, working to his advantage. As Little John Tuggle, though, not going to budge off that bottom shelf. What a race. Cowboy Blanchard sitting right behind him, hoping they make a little bit of mistake and a little bump in a row, but he can go right by with the white flag waving this time by. Sean Graham still with a race lead. Can Little John Tuggle do it? Can he dethrone Sean Graham? Graham cocked the car sideways there just a little bit off the exit of 2, but he separates himself into 3. Going to be tough to dethrone Triple X in this one, but Tuggle gets a good bite to the inside off of 4, coming to the checker. Sean Graham going to win it in Triple X. Good run for Little John Tuggle, his best run all year long in that Outlaw 175. The Architects Mechanical Colt 45, that's Dean Rasco, baby, that's all you need. So I have to tell here, Colt 45, we'll see what happens. The lights go out, and we're underway. Royce Jones out of Troop, Texas. They go 3 wide for 3rd off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. And moving the skidder tire like Corey Drips into 3. The 6-time Cajun Classic winner, Justin Whitehead, going to pilot the Spencer and Son Timber Thompson Motorsports DuPont. Some contact there with Royce Jones. Royce Jones not having any of it. Whitehead may not like that too much, but all he can say is sit down, take a seat, and leave you in my dust now. 36J looking to check out in this one. But we may get original restart of the caution flag will wave. As Whitehead, the 3-time Louisiana State Dirt Track champ, smashes the loud pedal back in the way. The 3 wide for 3rd on the restart, and they make contact down the front straightaway. Dean Rasco putting his nose into the mix. The Colt 45 trying to roll up to the front. A bobble that time. Look at Dean Rasco. He may get the Walmart special in 3 for the price of 1. Off of corner number 4. How about Dino? Dean Rasco rolling the outside of Boothill and doing it well. Looks like it's 1995 all over again. The 1995 Street Stock champion here at Boothill. Down the back straightaway. Many, many great races were displayed between him and Jeff Gandy over the years in Street Stock action. How could you ever forget Jeff Gandy? Miss seeing Jeff Gandy. A lot of those Street Stock guys, Tony Foley, the list could go on and on. Wes Grigsby, but we're factory stock action now. We'll talk about that later. Off of 4, Dean Rasco trying to work to the outside of the 175 of Little John Tuggle for the second spot. Can't get the job done just yet. A pair of Outlaw chassis, 1 and 2 right now with the owner and builder of Outlaw Racing Chassis out of Hooks, Texas, Justin Whitehead, sitting up front of Torrid Pace in 36J. What hasn't Justin Whitehead accomplished in his factory stock career? Won the Cajun Classic for the first time at the age of 15 years old back in 2005. Won it again in 06 at 16. And he's went on to win it 6 times now. And, of course, he's the reigning $5,000 winner of that event at Gene Borders Arclotech Speedway in Vivian. We always know 36J is going to be a competitor to have to deal with. And it'll be a major factor here in 2 weeks. 3-time Louisiana State Dirt Track champ looking to pilot around the lap car through 3 and 4. Right in front of him, cannot find a way. The white flag waves in front of Whitehead's 36J. As Tuttle has fended off all challenges from the bootlegger chassis Colt 45 of Dean Rasco. I'll tell you, Whitehead finally getting by the lap traffic there. So the final time through turns 3 and 4 in factory stock heat 4, off of 4. The driver of the race on Texas, Sainsford 36J, Justin Whitehead to victory lane in the lap traffic all over Tuggle for second. Big John Tuggle. Oh, Tippy Bickham in 22 tonight. How about that? Oh, Tippy back, baby. And the 175, it's Big John Tuggle. And Tiffany Welch, your Trophy Dash winner, has to start shotgun, and they're going to go 3 wide. Dylan Adams, look at him. He's taking no mercy on the start of this one. Good to see Tippy Bickham back behind the wheel. Throw a blanket right now over your top 4 or 5 right now off of 4. Who's going to have the race lead off of 4? It looks like Morgan's going to have that outside line working to his advantage. Look at Dylan Adams trying to sneak it down to the bottom of the racetrack. They go 3 wide for the race lead off the exit of 2, headed down the back straightaway. Wow, Dylan Adams rolling like a big shot tonight. That Chris Lotta collision, number 24, Dylan Adams looking good. Off of 4. Here, nose ahead for the race lead. Dylan who? Dylan Adams to the top spot at Boot Hill, the place he won his first ever main event at. Held off Dustin Hampton in a thriller here in 2010. Dylan Adams with the race lead, getting a little shot in the shorts there from the 22. Tyler Morgan off of 4. But Dylan Adams may be ready to throw the keys on the counter and check out on his competition here. That car is hooked up tonight. Looks like they may have did some work on that bad boy this week. After all, this is the final tune-up for the 7,000 win King of the Hill coming up in 2 weeks. All these drivers want to bring their best to the table tonight to find out what they'll have here in a few weeks. As once again, we're in our 5th factory stock heat race of the night. A very nice field of factory stocks that came in to get that final tune-up for the big event. 400 to start, 7,000 win, main event for factory stock racers. As the caution flag will wave. Oh, this young man out of Bossier City is quick tonight. Heading off into 1. As I go 3 wide, here comes Bowden, who's getting, like I said, better and better every time he sits behind the cockpit. He's in that bootlegger race car, number 11. Through 3 and off of 4, another shot in the shorts from the 22. And Bowden going to nose ahead for the race lead with 2 laps to go. Bowden going to go door-to-door for the top spot here at Boot Hill in heat race number 5 for the factory stocks. Tippy Bickham going to roll up to 4th. He's 1 spot out looking into the show right now. Top 3 transfer to the main event. In turn number 3 off of 4, the white flag going to wave this time. How about the run for Travis Bowden out of Elysian Fields in 11. Bowden driving a BTS-powered bootlegger race car. Had that valiant effort here A runner-up finish to Justin Whitehead here after leading over 15 laps of the main event. He's sparking and arcing from the tail feather of the 11, but it won't hurt him. He'll roll off a 4 and receive a face full of checker flag. Travis Bowden, heat race winner here at Boot Hill in Heat 5 over Dylan Adams. Sorry, Michael Shaw in the 9 as we go green off a 4. The Gentle Giant and the Jay's Lawn Care KTI Bodies number 16 from Vivian, Jason Beasley. Keep your eyes on 16 of Beasley. Jason Beasley is good here every time he checks into Boot Hill. They'll try to go to the inside of the 33 at Darwin back there as Billy Robinson leads lap 1 and 0-1. Josh Brockham. And around goes the Gentle Giant Beasley in 16. Will he get it refired? No. Caution will wave. Came here to Boot Hill and won it the last time out. The lights are out. Billy Robinson on the loud pedal. We are underway. Here comes Vic Jr. though. Vic Jr. who won 9 Pro Mod main events here in 2015. It's been the other 4 from Sarepta, Jeffrey Bechet, who's been the guy to beat in this division for the majority of the first part of this year and last year. I haven't seen Bechet the last few events. For Billy Robinson, can he hold on? Doug Vick Jr. hunting him hard in 4V. One little mistake or bobble for the 0-1 of Robinson could be the difference. And the 4 car getting around him for the race lead. But it's very seldom the 0-1 makes mistakes. One more quarter-mile trip around, and it doesn't look like he's going to give any. Final trip down the back straightaway for the 0-1 of Billy Robinson, the Wiley veteran, Ella Blanchard, and the Sunoco Race Fuels Pallet Travel Centers. Billy's AC 0-1, Billy Robinson, your Pro Mod Heat Race number 1 winner tonight here at the Hill, presented by R&R Timber. Doug Vick Jr. grabs 2nd and 4. 2 to go for Mike Washburn that time. And 27 down the front straightaway he goes. Battle for second is a good one as they head off into 1. Eric Norris holding them off on the outside of the racetrack in 44 in. Being pressure here to the inside of him. They're side by side for second down the front boulevard. Washburn lends it handily. The battle of the line for a second goes with a 2M. Dustin Hampton. Lights are out. We are going to go back underway off of 4. So the Flint Texan, Brian Franklin with the race lead. Found out John Lafitte's in the 29 tonight. As Cole Burleson trying to work something there to the outside and second spot on that 22. Yeah, that's some contact there off of 4 with the 6. That 6 is wild, child. And Keith Parker has to point the finger at him this time. He says, next time I'm going to point that thing that I showed you already. As they go side by side down the back straight with the 13J as Jesse Tate. Tate rolls to the outside of the 6th to 3rd. Franklin still your 4 laps to go for Brian Franklin from Flint, Texas. The Hadaway towing number 22, that Chevy Cavalier of Cole Burleson trying to reel him in. Factory stock B-main drivers. Factory stock B-main lineups are heading to the lineup board. Factory stock B-main drivers, your lineups are heading to the board. Be sure to check those and be ready to rock. Cole Burleson meticulously rolling closer to the front and pulling to the back tilt tank of the 19 of Franklin for the race lead. Here comes Cole Burleson. He's got here, he had a turn of the wrenches. This young man is very cool, calm, and collected. Won the main event last Friday at Timberline after running 3rd for the majority of the main event, as he'll try to pitch it to the inside of the 19 for the race lead. Franklin's held on to the top slot for the entirety of this one. He'll smash back on the gas down the back straightaway and separate himself by a car length in the 3. Cole Burleson will go to the outside and look for some momentum off of 4. The white flag will wave in front of the face of these 2 competitors. The final trip, and a shot in the shorts at the flag stand by the 22 of Burleson to the right rear of the 19. Franklin not having any of it. I think Cole Burleson's going to steal this one and pull a rabbit out of the hat, folks. What do you think? I think 22 is going to get it on the final turn coming to the checkers. Off of 4 to the line. Nope. The 19 of Brian Franklin holds him off by half of a cat's whisker and a dandy. Through 3 and off of 4, you can throw a blanket over 2nd through 4th. Here comes Converse. The C49 starting to roll that outside of the Boothill Speedway, and he's working it well. He'll pull to the back tilt tank of the young lady in the 21 Emma Morgan Powell. He'll go to the inside, or go to the outside of the 14, trying to peek underneath the 21M. Thought better of it. Converse gonna let this one kind of come to him. Just as I say that, he says, never mind. I'll go 3 wide. 3 wide for the race lead off the exit of corner number 2. Justin Converse going to nose ahead for the race lead. Morgan Powell to the outside of the Boothill Speedway into turn number 3. Justin Converse living up to his moniker. He's in another universe. And off of 4, Converse to the race lead in C49. Converse rolling it straight to the top spot where he quickly finds himself in the C49 all the way from the tail to the top spot. Stables in 14 up to second. Once again, another mistake. Chris Collier's in the 14 tonight. Good grief. As Toby Davis had to regather his 21 machine. No harm, no foul. Clean and green off of 4. Converse has the race lead now, but Collier not letting him out of his crosshairs. Chris Collier all over the C49 here for the top spot. Converse, I believe, only his second or third time to ever race here in Greenwood, Louisiana. And it'll be 2 laps to go. 2 sticks from your flagman, Keith Parker. 2 laps to go. It'll be 1.5 when he meets the midpoint of the back straightaway for Converse and C49. They take up Justin Converse sooner than later on that opportunity. He said, I could drive that car any night I want. So 1 more quarter-mile trip around the speed plant here in Greenwood and heat race number 2 for 4 cylinders. As Justin Converse rolled his way all the way from the tail to the race lead, has now separated himself by 2.5 car lengths into 3 for the final time. Off of 4. Oh my goodness gracious! Woo! That could have been a lot worse. Coleman drives it way up the hill, and Griffin's going to go by for the race lead. Nearly gets by unscathed. You couldn't have fit the Holy Spirit in between the quarter panel. And the caution waves early. So it'll be an original restart with Vance Coleman on the pole in 75. Matco Tools entry with Griffin to the outside. We're back underway. Keep your eyes on Miss Triple X, Brittany Shireen. She's good here at the hill. So the young man, Logan Griffin, all over the tilt tank, but here comes Miss Triple X. They're going to go 3 different lanes wide for the race lead through 3 and 4. Coleman still with the top spot off the exit of corner number 4. Shireen going to use that low side as they head off into turn 1. Griffin going to hope for that outside line, and all that momentum will work to his advantage. They'll try to fit to the inside, had to get on the binders, and Brittany Shireen takes over the race lead. Smooth, calm, cool, and collected. Brittany Shireen capitalizes on the mistake for the 75 of Coleman, and she stretches that advantage out by 4 car lengths at the flag stand in Triple X. Just like Tiffany Welch did in the Trophy Dash earlier this afternoon, the first race of the night, Brittany Shireen says, sit down, boys, sit down and take a seat. I'm going to show you the fast lane around this Greenwood Oval tonight. I don't know how my videographer, Austin Wilkins, does it up here with all these bugs. Woo. I used to stand on this roof all the time. The dog days of summer. You'll never know what kind of species of bugs you'll stumble upon here at Boothill Speedway on the rooftop. As Griffin going to try to go to the inside, and it's hard to throw a slide job in these cars, but that's as best a slide job as you can throw in a 4-cylinder. Logan Griffin sliding right up in front for the second spot in front of the 75 of Vance Coleman. Coleman got to battle back to his inside. Comes up short. Here comes Rogers in the 14. As Brittany Shireen is checked. Oh, contact there in 3 and 4. And that stacks up the rest of them there. But hey, give them a medal, folks. They all kept it strolling and rolling. And guess what? They're still running the same exact position they were before the melee. Brittany Shireen is way out front. She's Kermit the Frog. She's sipping her tea and minding her own business. Brittany Shireen is going to roll off of turn number 4 with a straightaway win and some. Miss Triple X, Brittany Shireen to victory lane. Griffin will hold on to second in the 17. Vance Coleman of the 75 will grab third. You gotta get a name on one end. The lights go out. We're underway. Underway in a modified heat race number 1. David Winslow going to lead the herd into 1 and 2. Hennigan going to sidestep the AT at Tater Hyde for the bridesmaids in this one. Jason Ingalls just shot up a rifle down the back straightaway. He'll go to the outside in the 3 and 4. Ingalls trying to let it roll to him off the exit of corner number 4 to the outside of the AT at Tater Hyde. They hit off into 1. Chris Hennigan smells it. There he smells the tail feather of that GRT race car in 21 of David Winslet. The Bossier City native holds on to the top spot. Your reigning track champion, Hennigan, the multi-time Louisiana State dirt track champ. Off to David Winslet after he's won here this season. The 2001 mini stock track champion. Won track championships at the old Webster Champion Park Speedway as well. Winslet can check in anywhere and pick up a win. Tater Hyde has fought back to the inside of his good friend Chris Hennigan for the bridesmaids in this one. Dustin Tater Hyde, your 2012 Mid-Season Points Championship winner here at Boothill. Going to try to roll to the inside for the second spot. Chris Hennigan holding him off, giving him hell for it. Tater, throw some skins on it there to the inside. The Nash flash to the inside of Winnigan Hennigan. Chris Hennigan going to hold the middle part of the Boothill Speedway and look for them dig off the exit of corner number 2 down the back straightaway. That Rick Sis performance singing underneath the hood. That AT at Tater Hyde smashes the loud pedal on the low side of the speed plant off of 4. Tater Hyde with a runner-up finish to his good friend, the thriller Cade Dillard, one of the hottest modified drivers in the nation right now, second in RacingDirt.com power rankings after Zach Vanderbeek just took over the RacingDirt.com #1 spot. Will inherit the second spot from Winnigan Hennigan. David Winslet still out front, minding his own business, setting a torrid pace in the Yard Services LLC GRT Roar Performance Bill Brown Enterprises number 21. But Tater Hyde's coming. The white flag is out in this 8-lap affair. And the 1. And Tater Hyde still this one away from Winslet. Doesn't appear he'll be able to do so as Winslet's just found a niche right there to the center part of the racetrack, but they'll roll off of 4. Your winner going to go to Bossier City, Louisiana's David Winslet in 21. Tater Hyde will grab second. Winnigan, Chris Hennigan in third. Racing Jason to fourth. Folks, I got to get the rest of these. To 3 on the start. The 90 of Jody Davidson going to hold on to the race lead, but here comes Jeff Larry, the third generation racer. Jeff Larry to the inside for the top spot of Jody Davidson. A pair of Louisiana natives. Jeff Larry racing sparingly these days, but very valiant effort in that 2013 running of the 10,000 win Doug Murphy Memorial at the Arcotech Speedway, where he drove his way from 8th up to 2nd to finish 2nd of the 10,000 win event to Jeremy Payne. At the time, one of the largest non-sanctioned modified events in the country. Jeff Larry, the third generation Larry, like I said, G.W. Larry, his grandfather, his father Gil Larry. Many folks sitting in these grandstands here tonight, and myself included, saw his father Gil win many a dirt track Saturday nights in the street stock division. In a Camaro back in the range from 1998 to 2002. As Jeff Larry stormed his way from 4th to the top spot in this one with a Dust Devil sponsored IRP number 15G, the J&J Motorsports entry for the Minden Racer. Separating himself by 2 car lengths off of 4 over to the 90 of Davidson. Davidson in a Larry Shaw race car tonight. After he swapped chassis manufacturers more than women changed dresses. But I think Jody's finally found what takes a liking to his particular driving style. Chad Minguez out there in the 84. There's only 3 cars left to survive this one. An open wheel modified heat race number 2 presented by R&R Timber. Once again, factory stock, the last chance qualifiers, your lineups have been posted as Jeff Larry going to take the open wheel modified victory in heat number 2. So Bo Perry from Bossier City If this doesn't speak volumes of how competitive the factory stock division is, your most recent factory stock main event winner here at Boothill finds himself on the front row of a B main tonight. A pair of laser race cars going to go side by side for the race lead off the exit of corner number 4. Turnage from Houghton, Louisiana, and the Bossier City native Bo Perry, two good friends. Both rolling laser chassis with PTS power plants underneath the hood as Turnage just jumped the cushion as they'll go 3 wide off the exit of corner number 2, and they may stack up. Actually never made any contact there. The B7, Uncle Freddie Blanchard was the meat in the bun there. Freddie said, "I be let us no more. I'm going to hold on here," and scream to the outside of the 33 and try to go to the 3rd spot. They go to the outside in turns 3 and 4, try to find some momentum off of 4. Turnage is very tight off of exit, and he'll smack the wall off the exit. And he'll hold on to the 4th and final spot, but for how long, Turnage may have some trouble. Tiffany Welch trying to work her way into the mix. 2 spots out, looking in at 58. Steve Turnage, very, very tight. Car is very tight in this race. A tough break for 68. So the former Thibodaux, Louisiana native residing out of Wascom now, James Martin to the Heartbreak Hotel. So Bo Perry out front with about a 4-car length advantage over the Coshada racer Freddie Blanchard and his Edwards Racing chassis. Turnage being pressured now for that 4th and final transfer spot. That's the best battle on the speed plant right now. The question is, can Turnage get that car to hook up well enough to hold off the Troop Texan Royce Jones, who's stalking and hawking in there for the final transfer spot? Royce Jones' teammate, Pork Chop Kenneth Chamberlain, who does not race here very often, resides out of Jacksonville, Texas, the winningest driver at Lone Star Speedway the last several years. Finished in the top 5 in last year's King of the Hill event. Of course, was won by Taylor Carver out of Nashville, Arkansas. As Bo Perry continues to set a torrid pace out front right to the center of the Boothill Speedway, has found a fast lane. They're door-to-door for transfer. The 33 just rolled a right rear off. Tippy Bickham just rolled a right rear off the 33. Tough break for Tippy Bickham. The former open wheel modified ace, Tippy Bickham. Stick a fork in him, he's done. The white flag out for Perry. Blanchard still second. Turnage has been able to hold on to that car. And the yellow is going to come out on the speed plant. And I don't believe Perry's going to see the checkered and the yellow. So that'll finish this one up with Perry your winner in 24, followed by the B7 of Freddie Blanchard. 3rd looking to the 25 of Turnage. 4th goes to the 07. Oh my goodness, that was a hard hit by Cheyenne Russell on the start in the 29. Hit the retaining wall. About had a log jam there off the exit as he was there side by side with the race lead, with the caution flag is going to wave. Likely debris on the speed plant caution waves. So turn on the back, loosen your B-main event for the factory stocks. And around goes Robbie Hickman. Got some assistance from the men in racing for the 2P of Pat Gay. Oh boy, wonder why I'm up here at 28 years old. It's still a lot of fun though. Lights are out, we're back underway in factory stock action. As we do have a winner, Corey Smith won the Tuggle Racing t-shirt as he answers the trivia question. Oh, they're stacking them up off of 2. Could have been a lot worse than it appeared. The 11 will expire his entry and pull it down to the infield. I'll bring that t-shirt down to you, Corey. The battle for the fourth and final transfer spots heating up as Glenn Lindsay's up to third. Brian Shaver trying to hunt down B.J. Cook for the race lead. Tracy Corp holds on to the fourth and final transfer spot, but here comes Smooth! Austin Rogers living up to his moniker. Breakout driver of the year candidate for raceontexas.com. He'll roll off the floor to the outside of the 10K and try to take the fourth and final spot after having to restart all the way at the tail. Missing half of the bumper, or the tailpiece rather. And around goes the 2P there. Hopefully he'll keep it strolling and rolling. And he does. Send him to promoter school. As the white flag waves, Smooth Waters is taking over the fourth and final transfer spot. Paul Lopez. What happened to Glenn Lindsay? Glenn Lindsay fell off the pace here with the last couple of laps. Tough break for Glenn. May have had a tire going down there. BJ Cook gets the dub. Shaver goes second. Track race to the line. Corp holds off the 32 of Waters, who does get the fourth and final spot. So Austin Waters and 32A, as well as the 10K from Texarkana, Tracy Corp, and the 10 from Coshada. Who's it going to be tonight, race fans? Limited modified action has been outstanding all year long. It's up to Ricky Ingles to put his foot through the floorboard, doing double duty tonight with Brandon Ball to his outside. We are underway. Kind of like Phil Collins, you can feel it coming into the air tonight. It may be Stephen Guidry's night. He'll hammer the throttle down the back straight. Wow. Derek Grigsby just made a wild move there to the inside of the 32. A Brown disposed to him quick, fast, and in a hurry off of 4. Picks up a few spots. Grigsby just got some contact from the 121 of Grays down the front straightaway. The action is wild, hot, and heavy, and around goes Brent Tidwell right in front of the rest of the field. They all evade him, and he keeps it strolling and rolling. Not sure how he was able to do so, but he does. Guidry holds on to second. So your top two competitors right now. You got an IRP out front of the form of Ricky Ingles, and the caution waves. Eddie Underwood around in the 4. So Ricky Ingles, who's led the first several laps of this main event, they're drawing the pole position. I tell you what, Stephen Guidry's going to be tough, but Jason Ingles is right there as well. Backing away here at Boothill in your main event. Just a lot like a few weeks ago. So say it's a murderer's row. Quality limited modified competitors. As we are going at it hot and heavy here on the restart. Here comes racing Jason. Jason Ingles, I always talk about how he is one of the very best to ever run the outside of this racetrack, and right now it's coming to him. Jason about to have to blow the doors off of his Uncle Ricky. Ricky, hello, how you doing? Off of turn number 4, here comes Jason. He'll storm to the outside of the 81, not quite there. He'll pull to the right rear quarter, and he'll show the 81 some love, and he'll pull ahead by the race lead by half of a cat's whisker. The 81 of Ingles will smash the line putter, but Jason Ingles too strong up top. We'll see how it pans out. The bottom side pretty even with the top, but the top with all that momentum is working to the advantage of Jason Ingles right now. Guidry's got something working out of the hub of the racetrack to the inside of the 81. He's able to plant his express chassis and get it turned much better than the 81 of Ricky can. But we'll see how this pans out, like I said, as Ingles goes to the middle point that time, speaking of the 81, as we have a pair of Ingles 1 and 2 right now. Back down the front boulevard. It's Stephen Guidry holding on, or he'll go to the second spot. Trying to hold on here, and he'll look to hunt down Jason Ingles for the top spot. If any driver is due to win at Boothill, it may be Stephen Guidry. He has been in the hunt, and he has smelt victory, and he's had it snatched from him late in the going. A little bad luck has halted his chances to find ABC Auto Parts victory lane tonight. May be the night when he finally parks that K1 machine to victory lane. But they'll have to hunt down and beat one of the best to do it in this division. Undoubtedly, one of the hottest drivers at Boothill after he won the 5,000 last month. Guidry did come home with a solid top 5 performance in that 5,000 win event. Oh, and he got the car cocked sideways a little bit, lost some traction there in the middle point of 3 and 4. It'll be halfway the next time by as racing Jason Ingles out front, holding on with command here. One of his favorite racetracks in which he promoted here for 2 years. Oh, and Ingles broke there off of 4. Jason Ingles is done. Stick a fork in him. Ingles just broke off the exit of corner number 4. And you see smoke coming out from underneath the hood. That's a rare, rare mishap. Can Stephen Guidry hold off this thread of competitors that are going to nip at his heels for this victory tonight? We are back underway. Brandon Ball is going to hammer it to the outside of the Boothill Speedway. They're 3 wide back here for the 4th, 5th, 6th spots down the back straight. Here comes the missile from Marshall. Grigsby trying to work his way into the mix now. Right behind the 35 of Aaron Roy off of 4. B75 cannot make up ground as we are halfway in the books in this one. 10 and 10 to go. Down the back straightaway. They're door to door. Off the exit of 2 and in the 3. Ball gets the advantage over the 81 of Ingles as they were door to door momentarily. Jody Davison just went way high, wide, and handsome. Higher than Willie Nelson on a cross-country tour. And the Marshall missile, Derek Grigsby, has problems. That car's got all kind of sheet metal damage, and his night may be done as well. And around goes Underwood, but he gets it refired. No harm, no foul. We're still clean and green. As tonight could have been a big point night for Derek Grigsby. Once again came in tonight 7 markers behind Dylan Spear out of Marshall for the point lead in the limited modified division here at the Hill. And Underwood just lost the handle again. He does not elect to pull it back out onto the racetrack. That would have been dangerous. He'll pull it closer out of harm's way. Send him to promoter school in 4. As Stephen Guidry has marched his way from the rest of his competitors in this one, and I tell you, they are some of the best limited modified drivers that you can find. It seems inevitable right now that if he can hold on, if bad luck does not strike, that the K1 of Guidry is going to roll to victory lane as he'll see 5 laps to go from flagman Keith Parker this time. 5 phalanges in the face of driver K1. That express chassis out front built by Shane Hebert from Scott, Louisiana. As Derek Grigsby is trying to limp the 69 around the racetrack. The only reason I think that he'd be doing so is to perhaps maybe, I didn't see anything happen or who got into it. I can just speculate. Maybe he may be wanting to return a little favor that was done to him. I did not see it, however. Or maybe I was thinking initially he's out there for points. Not so sure Dylan Spears even still on the racetrack. As right now, Derek Grigsby being disposed of, and that is not typical. 2 to go for the K1 of Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry. He's the talk of the town and the big story right now. It'll be 1.5 laps to go when he meets the midpoint of the back straightaway. It'll be a major win. Probably the biggest win of his career. May not be the biggest money-wise, but it'll be the one that's most heartfelt and the most deserving for him and his racing team. Off before the K1, Guidry receives the white flag as he has marched away from the B75 of Brandon Ball. Ricky Ingles still 3rd. Justin Whitehead has rolled his way to the inside of the 90 of Jody Davidson. They battle for 5th on the final lap. Through 3 and off of turn number 4, your 5th different limited modified winner in 2017 from Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry to victory lane at Boot Hill in a well-deserved victory. They're 3 wide for 5th off of turn number 4. Justin Whitehead's going to grab 4th. 81 of Ingles grabs 3rd. Brandon Ball 2nd. And we'll head down post-race to get a word with your winner, Stephen Guidry. What a long time coming for you, man. You've been right here nipping at the heels of victory. And like I told Aaron Roy a few weeks ago, man, it's just absolutely murderer's row of limited modified competition, man. Just quality competitors out there you had to dethrone tonight. You worked on Ingles there. He was able to finally get around you. You got around Ricky earlier in the race, but I know you hate to see Jason break, I'm sure, but not sure you wouldn't have got him anyway. But how you feeling anyway? How you feeling right now?
Oh, it finally feels great to finally conquer this place. We've been close a lot. We broke last time out racing with Aaron Roy. Just a complete heartbreak, but we made up for it tonight.
How does that make you feel, though? To know that you have a good piece underneath you, and that bad luck happens to strike, but you're always consistently right here in the top 5. To be able to cash in tonight's a huge shot in the arm, I'm sure, for this K1 racing team.
Oh, it is. It really is. We've been working so hard all year. We stripped this car completely down at the end of last year, repainted it, put a new body on it, and it's actually a 2012 car from Shane. Shane builds a heck of a race car, and I'm glad I got one.
People tell me that the 2012 Express chassis is the best car you ever put out. People are still trying to find the 2012s.
Well, I ain't letting go of this one anytime soon.
What does it mean to you, when I ask you directly, how much does it mean to win here at this legendary racetrack? I know you've been wanting to win here for quite some time.
Oh, it means a lot, especially with Daddy's color scheme. I grew up here running around the pits and watching him race and watching Mr. Ronnie race over the years, and it's finally nice to finally click one off.
What did you learn from John, and what did you maybe learn from Ronnie Adams that you may have put to the test tonight?
Well, back when Daddy would race, it was the long Boothill.
Right.
It wasn't until recent that they shorted it. And really and truly, as much as I've worked with Mr. Ronnie, he never really gave me any hints for this place. I guess just watching him turn so many laps around here was the notes I needed.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of folks may not be too familiar with you. You race down in Manny quite a bit, but we certainly appreciate your long pull up here to race, and you'll be a guy that's been a threat up here racing week in and week out at Boothill. It's awesome to see how much this place means to you, man. You are well overdue. Congratulations on a big victory tonight to you, Stephen Guidry. Real quick, give you an opportunity to thank all the folks that help you out in your race team.
First of all, I got to thank Mr. Terrence Johnson. He's put countless hours into this car, and I know you're going to watch this week on Race on Texas, so thank you, man. I'm sorry you couldn't make it here with us tonight, but yeah, I know you was here in spirit with us. Got to thank my mom and my girlfriend, Erica. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be sitting right here talking to you tonight. But got to thank Paul Davis Restorations, JCR Components, KG Sandblasting and Powder Coating, Petrie Race Engines, K1 Contractors, River Runs Dirt Surface, 41 Shocks. He's got us on a killer shock package right now, and it's working.
Awesome run tonight, Stephen. I got to say, I'm pretty pumped up for you. Stay impartial on this mic best I can, but hey, heck of a run tonight, man. You, like I said, well overdue. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, and thank all y'all for coming.
Give it up for folks from Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry. Lights are going out. The largest field of four cylinders we've ever had at Boothill Speedway. Oh my goodness, Brian Franklin about ended up at Horseshoe Casino in Bossier City. Third original restart is Brittany Shireen on the front row. We are underway. Lost your original pole sitter from Flint, Texas, Brian Franklin. It put the former Louisiana State Dirt Track champion Brittany Shireen, this Triple X out front. She's going to have to hold off C49 of Justin Converse, who powers to her outside in the 3 on the opening lap after this third original restart. Who's going to lead lap 1 of the main event? Oh, and nearly gets turned. Shireen holds on to it pretty well. Here comes Cole Burleson, the C49 of Converse. They go 3 wide for the race lead momentarily, and they make a little bit more contact, and Converse is going to go for a wild ride down the infield. Holy cow, he saved it. What a save by C49. And if he'd have known the bumper was hanging off, he'd have slung that thing off and got himself a caution. But it'll pay dividends. The 22 of Cole Burleson comes to a halt off the exit of corner number 2. Brittany Shireen trying to take the boys to school on a dirt track Saturday night here in Greenwood. Sets the pace, leads the herd into 1. Converse up to the second spot there. The 14 of Collier trying to fight back to his outside off of turn number 4. Can't get the job done. But he finds a little bit of something. He'll pull to the outside of the C49 into 1 and 2. Converse rolling the hub of the racetrack. Some contact there. Collier gets into Converse there into the midpoint of 3 and 4. And no harm, no foul. Converse has been beating around like a ping pong ball in this one. He drove it in deep into 1 and 2, and Brittany Shireen has problems. Tough break for Brittany Shireen. And her great run ends abruptly. You certainly hate to see that for Brittany Shireen. So the Falk, Arkansas racer Justin Converse, be up to him to put his foot through the floorboard, and he will now. We're back underway. And now the 14 at Collier has problems. So the biggest challenger to this point of the race of the C49 of Converse limps it down the front straightaway. The 14R just looped his machine as well, and he looks to be done. And that driver vividly frustrated behind the cockpit there. But we stay clean and green, no harm, no foul. Justin Converse has separated himself by half a straightaway over Jesse Tate in the 13J. Logan Griffin's worked his way all the way up to third in the 17. But the center of the hourglass is ticking away, just a handful of laps to get the job done. As tick-tock goes the race clock right now, C49 of Justin Converse. From Falk, Arkansas. Might as well call him the Falk Monster. He's gobbled the field up in this one. He's gone. Just looking to click off these final few circuits here. And he'll find himself an ABC Auto Parts victory lane if he can hold on. Been a lot of failures, though, by the guys that were racing him hard early in the going of this one. Off of 4, your first cylinder winner tonight goes to Justin Converse in C49. The lights are going to go out for 20 laps, so this is the final tune-up before the 7,000 to win in 2 weeks. We go green from Boothill. This should be a lot of fun. Heading off into one for the first time. They're 2x2x2. Off of exit 2 down the back straightaway. Cameron Furr going to get the whole shot into 3. Said he's going to go after it and hope to get his first ever win here tonight. Off of 4. Furr with the race lead. Off of 4. He'll lead lap moment 1 star. Cameron Furr from Bladewater, Texas. Going to be pressured here by JP off the exit 2 down the back straightaway for the race lead. Justin Whitehead fighting to the outside of Sean Graham. Graham slams the door shut. He says, "Get out of my house." Furr drives up the racetrack off of 4. Jody Prince looks like he may take the top spot. A dead heat at the line. dead heat at the line that time in a 1 and 2. They're 2 by 2 by 2, all the way back to 8. They're nearly 3 wide down the back straightaway momentarily. Jody Prince going to edge ahead by half of a car length for the race lead in the turn number 3. Jody Prince takes over the top spot. Oh, and they get caught sideways. Justin Whitehead got a little shot in the short from Herring there off the exit of 4. And Cameron Furr just drove it in deep and the caution's out. Huge. As Jody Prince is back on the loud pedal, we are underway. Sean Graham with a decent restart there to the inside of Furr. Heading back off into 1. Jody Prince leads the herd off the 2 down the back straightaway with the race lead in turn number 3. Cameron Furr using an outside line to the outside of the triple X as Sean Graham. Graham on the inside off of 4. Furr still holds on a second at the flag stand. Tell you, the fly in the ointment tonight is the fly. Oh, and Cameron Furr's off the pace up break for the young 17-year-old out of Glewater, Texas, Cameron Furr. And around goes Turnage at the tail end of that. And the caution's going to wave for Cameron Furr out of Glewater, Texas. Some of the best in the business pilot these cars for one reason. They're fun and they make money. Oh, Sean Graham gets into Jody Prince on the restart. Just a little slight shot in the shorts. Of course, Jody Prince and Sean Graham, good friends though. Nothing intentional there. Down the back straightaway, they're 1 by 2 by 2 by 2, all the way into 3. Good racing the night at the hill. Jody Prince has all kinds of comers nipping at his heels. I'll tell you right now, the fly in the ointment, that car number 11, Travis Bowden, that dude has come on strong. And we got Cowboy Blanchard around as Dylan Adams got into him after he had come around. So Jody Prince trying to get another victory, his second of the 2017 season in the factory stock division, playing cat and mouse on the restart. We're back underway. Jody Prince leads them into 1. Sean Graham trying to fend off the 36J of Whitehead as Jared Herring is fought tooth and nail to the outside of Graham there for second. They're door-to-door into turn number 3. The road to the center of 3 and 4, and off of 4, JP still with the race lead at 10P. Jody Prince, cool, calm, collected tonight. He could get split from the inside and outside. We'll see what happens as Jared Herring has brought his gun to a gunfight tonight. Look at Travis Bowden way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. Oh my. Wow. Travis Bowden says, how you doing, 6-time Cajun Classic champ? And he says, how you doing, Sean Graham? And Travis Bowden is going to work his way up to the outside and try to grab 3rd. Travis Bowden is up on the wheel tonight, baby. Wow. Travis Bowden, Debbie may have called it for you. A breakout driver of the year candidate for RaceOnTexas.com. Travis Bowden, who finished second here to Whitehead. Back in an April event here at Boothill Speedway, is going to roll to the outside of trouble. Sean Graham for 3rd. It's heating up into turn number 3. And we got one to the wall off the exit of 2. The caution's going to wave. So Jody Prince still with the race lead. He's made that car wider than a triple wide trailer. We're back underway. Factory stock racing at its finest here at the Boothill Speedway tonight. Off of 2, down the back straightaway, Sean Graham smells a victory. Has not won here in just about a year when he won here in his IRP Limited Modified. Off of 4, down the front boulevard, Graham down to the infield. Here comes Jared Herring. Oh, Jared Herring got a meter shot in the short from Whitehead. Whitehead shoves the 1H into 1 and 2. Jared Herring going to get another shot in the shorts down the back straightaway from Whitehead if he can. Justin Whitehead knocked. Herring definitely knows he's got company. What a race, Boothill. Off of 2, down the back straightaways, Jody Prince with a race lead. Into turn number 3 they go. BJ Cook slow off the exit of 2. Pull it down to the infield, BJ. Pull it down. There you go, baby. Send him to promoter school. Back into 1. It's heating up. It's heating up for the race lead, and we got trouble. Steve Turnage on the front straightaway, and somehow we stay clean and green. Not 100% clean. We got sheet metal and all kind of damage. No debris, it appears, on the racetrack as Turnage goes to the pit area. And here comes the Whitehead. You might as well call him White Snake, because he is ready to snake a victory away from his competition right now that he does on a typical basis, as they are 2 by 2 for the race lead. What a race, Boothill Speedway race fans. You got a dandy brewing tonight here in Greenwood. Down the front boulevard we go. Jody Prince holding on to the top spot. Jared Herring trying to find an entrance in a 1 and 2 that he can power off the exit of corner number 2. And here comes Whitehead. He'll power up in front of the triple X with Sean Graham for third. Justin Whitehead is coming. Travis Bowden showed him something on that outside. Down the front straightaway they go. Jody Prince trying to make that car wider than the triple wide trailer. You may have to make it quadruple wide, because here comes the fighter Texan Jared Herring. Jared Herring going to even the way with the 10B of Jody Prince for the race lead. They're door-to-door for the race lead through 3 and 4. What more do you want, race fans? 3 wide for the race lead off of 4. Wow. Woo! Holy smokes, Boothill. In a 1, they're door-to-door for the race lead off the exit of 2. Jared Herring going to take over the race lead. The ladder Texan to the top spot here at the hill. The long-time Dust Devil House chassis driver, limited modified action, off of 4 with 5 laps to go, has the race lead. And here comes the 6-time Cajun Classic winner, who is an absolute assassin behind the wheel. That's Sames Ford, RaceOnTexas.com. Pro 1 transmission 36J, the Spencer Sun Timber 36J of Justin Whitehead. He's the shark, he smells blood, and here he comes. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go, and it's going to be coming down to the Vider Texan and the Hooks Texan, as Whitehead will drive it to his inside in a 1 and 2. Oh, you got the 10K around, and 3 and 4 we stay cleaning. The caution has to come out. The lights go out for a green-white checkered. Can Sean Graham or Justin Whitehead still 1 away from the Vider Texan as we head off into 1. You know Whitehead's going to drive it down to the bottom of the racetrack. Sean Graham going to give him some love there, and they're door-to-door for the race lead. Down the back straightaway. Jared Herring going to have to drive the best final lap of his life here off of Ford, coming to the checkers. A bottle by Whitehead opens up the door for a car link for the 1H of Herring for the final trip around the quarter-mile speed plant here in Greenwood. In a 1 and 2. Whitehead going to drive it in deep in a 1 and 2. Will come up a little bit short. Final time down the back straightaway. Into turn 3 for the final time. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way up to the point of the checkered. Here he comes at the bottom of the racetrack off of 4. Your winner from Vider, Texas. Give it up for Jared Herring. What a race tonight here at Boothill. Boothill, you got to give him a big round of applause when he climbs out. First ever trip to ABC Auto Parts Victor Lane here at Boothill, and 3rd ever visit at Oval. This dude is an absolute assassin behind the wheel, and he proved it tonight. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, from Vider, Texas, Jared Herring in 1H. You love to see the Fire's brother Chad's in Victor Lane. 2 of the nicest guys you'll meet in dirt track racing. Wow. That was an absolute fantastic race. I believe it's only your 3rd ever trip here to Boothill Speedway. Your second time. You came here for the 10,000 2 years ago. Wow. I'll tell you what, Jared, battling it out with Justin Whitehead, Sean Graham, the best in the business there in the closing laps. What's going through your mind right now as this race just concluded?
Man, it's crazy. I was just going to be happy with the top 5 finish, and, man, we had this dude rolling tonight, and now we got 300 reasons to come back in 2 weeks.
I just said, these guys racing for 300 to win tonight. I said, imagine how they'll race for 7,000 in a few weeks. But, that's got to give you, Jared, a major shot on our Whitehead. Come here for a minute, dude. Hey, is that or what?
That's a blast. Most fun I've had all year.
I'll finish show with Jared real quick. Jared, this has ultimately got to be a huge shot in the arm for you and Chad, you and your brother, man. You guys funnel all this stuff out of your pocket, man. It's kind of a family racing deal. Your family always comes out to support you. You drive all the way from Vider tonight. I'm sure to get tuned up for that big 7,000. Leave here victorious. I'm sure you... What words?
Oh, man, I'm just stoked. Yeah, it's like we live in the rainforest down there. We drove in torrential rains for an hour and a half, and sun was out when we got here. Beautiful racetrack. Man, we've been hunting dry slick all year and can't find it, and finally made it here. And, man, I'd just like to thank all y'all fans for coming out, and all 42 factory stock drivers that showed up for 300 to win. I mean, that's awesome.
What does this say about this factory stock division? You kind of hopped into this deal a few years ago. I told the race fans how you raced that Dust Devil chassis house car for quite a few years, man. You've got a pretty nice resume as far as open wheel racing goes. But how much fun do you have driving these factory stock cars?
Oh, it's a blast. You know, the crazy part is back when I started modifieds in '98, UMPs, we got more money in these cars than then. So this is what I can afford, and man, at these big shows, and just like tonight, I don't know if I've ever had that much fun.
I'll tell you what, man, from my vantage point, it was a lot of fun calling the race. It had to be a lot of fun from where you were sitting, like you said, man. To beat one of the best six-time Classic winner, does that give this win a little bit more significance?
Yeah, I thought I was screwed when that caution come out, to tell you the truth, because he got under me down there. But I was able to keep them together, and he raced me clean, and which he always does. So, I mean, I'm just stoked, man. I really don't know what to say. I'd like to thank my brother. He got his car tore up last week, so we left it at home and brought his rig, and man, I'm just thankful.
Anybody else that helps you out you'd like to thank for RaceOnTexas.com cameras here?
Yes, I'd like to thank Grease and Tech Sales, Royal Purple Motor Oil, DuPont Race and Shocks, Chapman Motorsports, Powell Muffler and Brakes, Seals Automatic Transmission, my wife, my brother, his girlfriend, my parents, my kids. I mean, it's all a family deal. It takes everybody.
You have a Race on Texas account?
No, I don't, but I will now.
No. Well, I was going to tell you, no, I'm at least going to give you a free one so you can go back and watch this race for a month or so or whatever. We can't wait to see you back here for 7,000 on the line in a couple of weeks, man. Have a great trip, safe trip back Divider, Texas tonight, my friend.
All right, thank you. We'll have both cars here in 2 weeks.
Give it up for folks from Divider, Texas, Jared Herring in Victory Lane here at Boot Hill. Victory Lane, it's Winnigan, Chris Hennigan out of Marshall, Texas. Driving the panel truss, CNC Oilfield Services, Rick Sis Performance IRP number 16. 1,000 on the line tonight for the Open Wheel Modified competitors. We go green. The Open Wheel Modified main event is underway here at the Hill as they head off in the one. David Winslet going to lead lap 1 in 21. Dustin Tater Hyde. Racing career back in 1999 in a Ford Pinto mini stock. Won a track championship over at the old Webster Speedway as well. A shoe indeed. The lights go out. Been racing mods since 06. We're back on our way. As we head off into one, Winslet with the race lead. And then GRT race car built by Joe Garrison and the Garrison Racing Team out of Arkansas. That is 3 different chassis brands right now in your top 3. Off the 4th, the GRT, followed by the TRE, with Tater Hyde second. The IRP with the 15G of Jeff Larry. The IRP for the 16 of Winnigan Hennigan. To his inside of Jeff Larry. Hennigan's going to take that. Excuse me. Yellow's out. David Winslet puts his foot to the floorboard. We're back underway in your Open Wheel Modified main event. Winslet leads the herd off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway after coming off that absolutely flawless factory stock main event. They're going to go 3 wide there, maybe. My apologies, folks, for any of you that watch on Race on Texas for the flight cough here. Call the majority of that factory stock race in the grandstands. I'm not sure if I ate some dust, but did wake up with a little croaky throat this morning, so I just hope I wake up tomorrow and it doesn't feel like it did today, but a little bit worse. So the good news is we're down to our final race of the night. David Winslet continues to lead, but Dustin Tater Hyde, the former midseason points championship winner here in 2012, and Billy Jack Brucher promoted this speed plant. Minguez roll to the tail tank of the 21. Not quite there to strike just yet. Winslet able to power his way around to Chad Minguez in 84, the reason of the caution for the third time in this race. Winslet going to lead the herd. Dustin Tater-Hine has rolled all the way to his back spoiler. Can Dustin Tater-Hine do anything with him? We're going to go back on our way off of 4. Winslet on the loud pedal as he is the leader of this 1,000 win affair into 1. Tater-Hine steps to the outside of boot here, and here comes Winnigan, Chris Hennigan, all of a sudden making himself a player. Winnigan, Hennigan making himself a factor here. Of course he is. Anybody surprised? You shouldn't be. And here comes Jason Ingalls as well. Hennigan trying to work over to the outside of Dustin Hyde for second. So Tater-Hine's going to step into the outside off of turn number 4 and try to hunt down David Winslet for the race lead. So Dustin Tater-Hine stepped it up to the outside of the Boothill Speedway and came up short and allowed the 21 of David Winslet to distance himself by 3 or 4 car lengths as he heads off into 3. David Winslet, the current Boothill Speedway track point leader and the reigning track champion of the 21, leads off of exit of 4. With Dustin Tater-Hine still stalking his tire tracks with the crosshairs dialed to the back deck lid of 21. Still 3 different chassis manufacturers occupying your top right now. Off of 4. There should be 5 laps to go for the Bossier City native David Winslet. David Winslet, like I said earlier, began at first career of the old Champion Parker Webster Speedway in the mini stock division. Came over here, won a track championship in 2001 in a mini stock in a Ford Mustang. Like I said, been a full-time open wheel modified competitor since 2006. And he has been one of the guys that's a week-to-week contender. And you know they can pick up and win any of these big races, and also a guy that's had his hat and thrown into the mix to win a USNTS race. And I believe it'll happen sooner than later, given the opportunity. Down down the back straightaway. 1.5 laps to go. It'll be 1 to go. This time off of turn number 4 for the driver of the Twin City, or the GRT chassis, Bill Brown Enterprises Yard Services LLC, Roy Performance, GRT chassis number 21. Final time in a 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway with his crosshairs set on turn 3. Hip roll through 3 to the center and off of 4. Your open wheel modified main event winner tonight from Bossier City, David Winslet, wins the open wheel modified main event here at the Hill. Ready to climb out from South Bossier City, it's David Winslet in 21. Yeah, David, it's good to get one of these things headed in the right direction. To that big 2,000 win at Timberline last week. I'm sure you'd like it to have gone a little bit better, but no better way to come back here. And you've just been really good at Boot Hill. I'm not sure if you just found something the rest of these guys haven't, but you've just been really, really consistent here at the Hill over the last year and a half.
Yeah, we haven't changed much when we come here, and we've been really good and fortunate for some good starting spots at the right times. And last week I was pretty disappointed after Friday night. I really wanted to run better. There was lots of good cars there. Not taking away from that, but I felt like we had a better car than where we finished.
Yeah, we could talk about that deal a little bit more too. The heat race was pretty wild as well. Got it caught up in some stuff that was out of your doing as well. But a little bit about tonight. Hey man, you still had a lot of good shoes here. The car count may have been a little low, but quality over quantity anyway. But you held off some pretty good shoes to get the job done. Undoubtedly, you had the best car coming to the checkers. I believe you won by 6 or 7 car leagues.
Yeah, and I looked at the heat race lineup, myself and Tater and Rilo, Jason Ingalls. Then the other heat had Jody Davison and Jeff Larry. I figure any one of those cars had a chance to win.
A few more cautions than I expected to see tonight as well. With I guess the amount of guys that we had out here, those cautions kind of driving you crazy, ready to get this one over as hot as it is out here.
Yeah, I was ready for it to get over with, but I mean, those guys are racing too. They paid their money to get in. As long as they're not tearing everybody's equipment up, you just have to deal with it.
Absolutely, man. I'll give you an opportunity to thank everybody who helps you out on this race car. It's been a pretty good year for you so far.
It's been good. Hopefully we can continue. Yard Services, my dad, he's a huge help. Jeff Ashlock's here with Allen's Automotive, Twin City Machine, RPM, Ware's Machine, Payroll Consulting. Payroll's been a big, huge help with tires and stuff this year. And Stuckey Enterprises, Bill Brown. Man, I don't know. J-Rod with Extreme Graphics, J&J Motorsports, Jody Prince, thanks. He helps me a ton. ABC Auto Parts. I don't even know where to continue. I know there's some more I'm probably forgetting, but there's a lot of people that make this thing go around.
My timer hasn't went off on this interview, so one last question. With the minimal amount of modified races, I guess, in the region this year, what are your plans for the rest of this year if we don't have any other one kind of sprout up? Do you plan on traveling up in the Midwest or doing anything like that, or what are your plans?
We haven't looked too far out, but I kind of circled that Brian Mize deal. I think we're off here. I think I want to try to run that deal.
I'll be there.
And I want to go run the Fall Classic over in Why Not in Meridian, Mississippi. That's a fun race. If people here have nothing to do that weekend, that's a great place to race.
I would like to throw this out there. I don't think I've seen you driven a limited very often, but if you were given the opportunity, would you drive a limited in one of the big paying events?
I would drive anything in any big race.
Or a factory.
I'll get in anything I can get in and drive it.
All right, just trying to give you a little plug because you're a heck of a driver, man. Good to see you in Victory Lane. Congratulations, David.
Thank you.
David Winslet back in ABC Auto Parts Victory Lane here at Boot Hill. The big show, Eric Norris outside of the 22 there. Mark Barnes in the 60. Lights go out. We're underway in your Pro Mod main event, the final race of the night here at the Hill. As we head off into 1, Mike Washburn trying to get his first win here at Boot Hill in quite some time. As he heads off a 2, down the back straightaway, approaching turn number 3 on the opening lap. Not sure if we're going 15 or 20 laps of distance in this one. They're 3 wide for 4th off the exit of corner 4 down the Brook Boulevard off of 4. Vic Jr. going to dispose of Billy Robinson and put him in his hip pocket down the back straightaway. Doug Vic Jr., who won 9 out of 15 Pro Mod events here in 2015, rolled a second off the exit of 4, down the front boulevard in 4. So Jr. will now have his crosshairs down to the back deck lid of the spoiler of the 27 on Mike Washburn for the race lead. Mike Washburn sitting a torrid pace out front, driving 27 tonight. Mike Washburn, who has been so close, multiple seconds between Amphibian and right here at Boot Hill since his return back to racing. Boy, can't Vassar's ass. So Mike Washburn beat Cantor, so let's say he can't annihilate his competition tonight. This is just a mere task to what he went through. So off of 4. Down the front boulevard, Mike Washburn with the race lead. The only disappointing part that if Mike wins in commanding fashion, if he can hold on, is for all the folks that have already headed towards the gates tonight. They happen to be the final race. Mike deserves a standing ovation if he can hold on. So Vic Jr. will ride second, still down the back straightaway, approaching turn 3. Robert Graham. Up the third spot in the Seegers Roofing 22. Dustin Hampton's fourth. Billy Robinson's faded in this one. He's back to 5th in 0-1. Mike Washburn trying to hold on to get his first win at Boot Hill in quite some time. In the Arcotech Sheet Miller Wilting for 27 will smash the loud pedal off before we're back underway. Robert Grant with a good restart. The outside of Vic Jr., he's going to look to take over the second spot in the turn number 3. They'll go door to door through 3 and 4. Grant to the outside of Vic Jr. Off of 4, Vic Jr. nearly holds on to that second spot at the flag stand by half of the Cat's Whisker. I'm going to try to hold on. They've not had anything for him to this point. Robert Graham looked pretty good on that restart. Fought with the 4 of Vic Jr. We'll see what happens. We're back underway. One scraping the front straightaway wall there on the restart. No harm, no foul. We're clean and green down on the back straightaway. Washburn still with a sizable advantage on the restart with about a 3-car length lead off of 4. Graham will now hold on a second. Dustin Hampton to the inside of the 4 of Vic Jr. for 3rd. So how about the Marshall Texan Dustin Hampton driving the Moore Racing 2 in tonight. And Robert Graham cocked it sideways there. Dustin Hampton's going to go to 2nd. How about it for the Marshall Texan tonight, Dustin Hampton. He's up on the wheel. He's got the teeth clinched, and he is sawing on the wheel. Dustin Hampton looking like it's 2006 off of 4 down the front boulevard. Does Hampton have anything for Washburn? He may need a caution to save anything he has to pull. Oh, and Hampton nearly lost it there. Cocked it a little sideways, lost some bite, but he gathers it back up and keeps 3rd and 4th at bay. Wow, Robert Graham just drove that car into downtown Dallas, Texas, and just took out Dustin Hampton. Wow. Whatever. Not my deal to speculate on. I'm just the announcer. Here we go, though. Oh, and Dustin Hampton nearly lost the handle there. He gets it. So Mike Washburn still out front doing what Mike does. And has set a tour of pace out front here at his home racetrack. At 27 is blistering his opponents tonight. It looks like LeBron James throwing the lane. Washburn's just found that niche and found that sweet spot, and the caution's back out. We're about to drop the hammer. Mike Washburn's going to smash the loud pedal, put his foot through the firewall off of 4. We are back underway. Mike Washburn's back on the loud pedal. We're back underway in your Pro Mod main event. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, cross the teeth, dot the I's. No more cautions in this one, baby. As Dustin Hampton still holds on to the 2nd spot, Robert Graham's 3rd. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3, Mike Washburn's had each and every of his... Golly. Can't believe I made it this far tonight. Washburn. Every single one of these restarts, he's able to stretch it out. Oh, and there went Hampton around, and he made contact with Graham, and the whole field's going to stack up. We might as well go ahead and award the win to old Mikey. We're back underway, though. We're going to allow Mike Washburn to hold on for the top spot, as he has the rest of his Pro-Mod competitors' numbers tonight. I'll tell you this, folks, regardless of what happens, Mike Washburn's earned this win tonight. It doesn't matter how many cautions there's been, how much mayhem or carnage there may have been. To this point, Mike Washburn's earned it, but here comes who? Doug Vick Jr. Don't count your chickens. Calm down, Mikey. Drive the race you've been driving, bud, in 27. These cautions may become a factor. Washburn down the back straightaway has the race lead with the advantage of about 4 car lengths into 3. But hey, that 4 car lengths and it's car 4 behind him. Don't know if that's a bad or a good omen, but Mike Washburn driving the Arctic Sheet Metal Welding number 27 with the race lead into 1. All he needs to do is hit his marks like he'd done every lap previous to this last caution that came out. It'll be 4 laps to go this time by the flag stand for 27. And a much overdue victory here in Greenwood, Louisiana for the driver of Shreveport in 27 if he can hold on. We know he can. The question is, will the car hold up? I believe Mike is dialed in. The way he's executing the turns is unlike any other competitor out there. If you watch the way he drifts up to the high side and gets that bite off the exit of corner number 2, and then watch the way he drives it, number 27 into 3. He kind of slides up to the midpoint of 3 and 4, and then smashes the loud pedal and diamonds off the corner. And that's when he makes his hay. 2 laps to go for Mikey Mike. Mike Washburn looking for an overdue victory, but I tell you what, Vic Jr. is inched closer and closer, but tick-tock is the race clock. For 4 this time, it's the white flag coming out for Washburn out of Shreveport, Louisiana. White flag out for 27. And a caution marred event, but it doesn't matter. Just like David Winslet did. He knocked his competition out. A little push there off the 4, but a face full of checkered flag, an overdue victory for Mike Washburn out of Shreveport. A long overdue victory to get back to Greenwood's ABC Auto Parts Victory Lane. Like I say, it doesn't block us. I'll tell you, man, a few cautions in that one, but I'll tell you, it's like I told the fans, 27 had his competitors' numbers tonight, man. You found a lane on this racetrack where you could just diamond off the corners. The car was stuck, and it was digging. I'm not sure. It seemed to be hooked up from your vantage point, man, but what does this mean to you to get back in victory lane here? I know it's been long overdue.
Oh, it means the world, Zach. The car was the best it's been all year. We've had some bad breaks that kept us from winning a few more, but we were close, and I didn't know if I could beat that Billy Robinson.
I'll say with Billy starting on the front row, as well as Doug Vick Jr. right there. Vick Jr. kind of inched closer to you there on that last green flag run. How important was it for you to make sure you hit your restarts each and every time like you did those previous 5 or 6 or 7? I know there's a few cautions, but you hit them perfect.
It was important. Be on your mark every lap.
Man, how and I don't want to make too big a deal of this, but we talked about this, man. Everything you've been through to get to this point, man. I mean, this is what you strive for. This is the sport you love very much, man. And could very well be not with us today, man. And you know what? The Lord bless us to keep Mike Washburn around, man. And I tell you what, it's an honor to be standing here in Victory Lane with you, my friend, because you deserve it, and you worked hard to get back here.
Thank you, Zach. And anybody else that's fighting that battle, don't give up. Hang in there.
Man, I want to give you an opportunity to thank everybody that helps you out in your racing team. I know there's some folks that you'd like to thank maybe behind the scenes as well.
I want to thank the fans first for staying. I want to thank the good Lord above for letting us do this. Architecture Metal, my Pam, who without her I wouldn't be able to do any of it. This guy right here helps me a world. BJ Cook, Scott Young, Justin Foster helps me. Keep doing it is for that great little boy right there.
I say pretty special to have your grandson here in Victory Lane.
Yes, sir. Very special.
Very happy for you, Mike, man. Good to see you here, man. I've been waiting on this opportunity for a little while to talk with you, man. And I'll tell you this right now. I don't care how many cautions are in that race. Like I told the fans, you kicked your competition's tail tonight, man. 27 had their number. Congratulations. Go enjoy this win, Mike. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, for Shreveport, Mike Washburn, driving the Architect Sheet Mill and Welding number 20, your Pro Mod main event winner tonight.